Hello and welcome back to another Day in the Life vlog here in Thailand. In this vlog today, I am going to an incredible meditation retreat called Star Mountain in a place called Phang Na in Thailand. To head to the retreat, we got a flight from Bangkok to Phuket airport. When we got there, we had a little bit of time to kill, so we found this beautiful restaurant called Natural Restaurant near Phuket airport. If you ever find yourself in Phuket airport and you've got some time to kill, I highly recommend it. Then we had a few more hours to kill, so we went and found a little gym and we got a pre-retreat pump on. Workout done, it was now time to head to the retreat. The retreat is atop of a mountain, aptly named Star Mountain, so it's a little bit of a sketchy drive up there, but once you get up there, it is absolutely worth it. The view is unbelievable, one of the best in the world. One of the things I absolutely love about this retreat is the rooms are beautiful. I was always worried that I'd be staying in these wooden huts and there'd be spiders and there'd be geckos and there'd be bugs everywhere, right? And I'd be terrified. But the accommodation at this retreat is beautiful. Big double bed, lovely sofa, couple of teddies to cuddle if you get lonely, and an absolutely mind-blowing view when you walk out onto the porch. And there's even some dogs and cats to play with as well. One of the highlights of the retreat was going out for a little boat trip in the day and finding a beautiful little cave to have a little meditate in. And every time I leave Star Mountain, I leave with very real actionable things to take back home to improve my life. And perhaps this might be a good time to share those with you. One of those is that when we put lots of information into our mind, it leads to mental fatigue and tiredness. Just constant information, even scrolling through social media, is just inputs of information, and it leads to mental fatigue. And also rises in our mind. What comes into our awareness is often based on the inputs we put in. And if we put negative and or pointless information into our mind, into our subconscious, we're going to have negative and pointless information arise into our awareness. So I'm definitely going to be leaving the retreat on a low information diet. One of the monks also used a really nice analogy of treat ourselves like we would treat our baby or our cat. For example, would we give this food, give this drink to our baby or our cat? Would we expose this baby or cat to this experience or this information? And to really treat ourselves like somebody we care for, like our own baby or our cat. Another thing I really liked was the monk used an example of Pokemon when it comes to our negative thoughts and negative emotions. And he said, first we need to catch it, right? You've got your Pokeball, you need to go out there, you're looking for the Pokemon, you got to catch them all, right? It's not enough just to catch it. The ball starts moving, it starts shaking. You have to contain it, you have to contain the thought, you have to contain the emotion. And then once you've contained it, you can train it. And only then, once you've trained your mind or trained your Pokemon, can you go out there and do something with it in the world. So I am now 3 days into the meditation retreat here in Star Mountain in Phang Na in Thailand. And as always, it's such a beautiful experience. I try and come and do a retreat once a quarter, so every 3 months I come and do 5-7 days on a retreat, and the inadequacy of world. And one last little nugget of wisdom I'll leave you with is the difference between liking, wanting, and having. The monk said it's okay to think, I like it. But if you say, I like it and want it, that is desiring. And desiring will lead to suffering. And if you say, I like it and have to have it, that is an addiction. So I like it is okay. I like it and want it is desiring, which will lead to suffering. And I like it and have to have it, that is an addiction. 5 days later, and it was time to leave Star Mountain. Really what started to feel like my second home. And in fact, knowing this place here allowed me to drop something that I'd been struggling with maybe all of my life. All of my life, I'd been struggling with long-term financial security. Where would I be? What would I do in 20 years, 30 years if I run out of money? And would I be homeless? What would I do? And knowing that there's places like Star Mountain or other places like it, Phuket and other retreats across Thailand and the world, knowing that this beautiful mountain with this incredible view was the worst case scenario for life, suddenly meant that the worst case scenario wasn't all that bad after all. So retreat finished, it was time to clamber up into the back of the pickup truck for the little sketchy drive down the mountain. Then I checked into a beautiful hotel in Phuket, which was surprisingly only 1,200 baht a night, had a little swim in the swimming pool, and had some time to reflect on my time at the meditation retreat. So the meditation retreat finished this morning. I am so grateful to have experienced that retreat again. I cannot recommend it enough, and I absolutely love going on meditation retreats. I feel calm, I feel still, my mind feels a lot less sticky, and I'm really grateful to be in this beautiful hotel, and I'm gonna have a little swim now. All my diamonds are baguettes. Stay with the gold on my neck. Pulling the partners, be coming with caution, cause you better watch where you step. All my diamonds are baguettes. Stay with the gold on my neck. Existence is such a beautiful gift. So I was just meditating by the pool, and I had this really vivid memory of around 10 years ago when I used to work on construction sites, and I'd get up at 6 in the morning and I'd go into the cupboard where I'd have my folded jacket and trousers that were dirty and covered in dust and crap from the day before, and I'd get dressed and I'd get in my banged up MG hatchback that had like a head gasket go in, and I'd go meet my friend and we'd drive over to Acton, and by 7 a.m. I'd be on a building site, and it would be cold and horrible, and I just was so miserable with my life, and I was so unhappy at the time, and I felt such a deep sense of gratitude for where I am right now, both in terms of, I'm not wearing just dirty clothes and going and working on building sites doing things I hate for minimum wage, and traveling around Southeast Asia working on my laptop, but so grateful for how I feel. And I look back and I see I was suffering so much, and I'm so grateful to not suffer like that anymore, and I have so much compassion for that person back then who was suffering so much, and I thought about all the ways I'm still suffering now, and I think in 10 years time maybe I'll look back at how I feel now and feel so much compassion for my past self, myself right now, and all the ways I suffer now. So yeah, I think it will always be okay, and then it won't be, and then that's okay.